Hi, I'm Sally from Houghton Horns. I'm here with Johannes Finke and Mariela. First of all, can you guys please introduce yourself to any of our listeners that might be new?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, this is Johannes Finke from Floto, Germany.
We are Finke Horns, and we are a small business where we make all kinds of instruments, brass instruments, but we specialize in French horns.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed every time I pick up a Finke horn here in the showroom, the valves are excellent and they're so fast. Does that have to do with your composite rotors? And is that something you could explain to our listeners a bit more?
Yes, it has to do with our composite material. We have been using an alternative material for the rotors for now 40 years actually. And my father started to experiment with kind of metal replacement plastics. And we have been developing on these things since then, and changed a couple of times materials, always looking for a better material to replace as the technology in plastics, every metal replacing material improved over the decades. Now we use Mariela has shown one of these rotors from a double horn. It is a so-called PIIK plastic. It's mold injection made. So this is a material used in aircraft industries to replacing metal to reduce weight in the same moment.
And that makes it fast as well.
Yeah,
that's why.
The inertia is much better with the light rotor. You need less force to set it in motion. And the other big advantages on these rotors, they do not corrode. So there is also no wear on these rotors. We have had instruments, like I said before, we have been working with alternative materials for almost, exactly 40 years, I guess. In 71, I guess my father started with this. Well, that's 50 years then almost. Yeah, 50, I'm sorry, over 40 years. And we have had instruments coming in our workshop for repair with those rotors, and there was no wear on these materials. Of course, in the early stages, the material we used had some issues with different issues in oxidation. It's more like absorbing water. Some of these materials were like swelling a little bit in the past. There were very often plastics do absorb a little bit of water, and so the moisture inside the instrument. So that was a little bit sensitive. And some expanded with heat, and so we had to look always for better materials. Now we have this material that has the same technical data as metal.
Oh, so, pretty awesome. I never heard of this. I'm just a horn player, and then learning about these technical things a little bit, and why is that, like you said, you pick up the horn and you see that, why is it so fast? We don't even put oil in there. He says, do not put oil in there. Just wash it with water. It's not necessary to put oil in the rotors. So that's great.
Wow. Yeah,
that's different. My friend thought I would put oil on it. No. Don't put oil on our horns. So
yeah, right. but on the bearing plate.
But on the bearings, yes, but not on the rotors. So that's insane.
So how are you guys doing as a business, and how has COVID impacted you?
Well,
we survived.
Yes. Well,
and actually it was not that as bad as we thought it would impact us, or like other businesses were impacted. We are very thankful. We have nothing to complain about, I think. So.
Well, we also do repairs in the workshop, and in 2020, at the beginning, we did not really notice anything. It was like, okay, we just stay at home, keep working, and nobody is disturbing us so much. But then So and then repair works slowed down.
Slow down
Yeah,
a lot.
and
So-
well, the lowest I would say was early this year in January, February. It was pretty quiet, but even still, new instruments. There was still interest and from various places in the world to buy new instruments.
So no repairs, but new instruments.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a plus, I think.
Yeah, that is. Well, is there anything new coming up with Finka? Any new products you're excited about? Oh, yes. Anything you can
Yes.
tell us
I
about?
have it right here.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
It's the new triple horn, our new triple horn.
Wow.
So it's F, B flat, high E flat, or F, either. Sorry.
High E flat.
High E flat. Yeah.
Or B or F.
Or
of
F.
course.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So again, F, B flat, high E flat, or F, high F.
Got it.
So this is a new this is not the prototype. This is actually
The first
one that they are working today. So he was working with it today. So
Oh, wow.
it's a
yeah.
very nice horn. Very
Yes,
nice.
and so it has the composite rotors as well?
It has a composite rotors as well. We used to have our triples exclusively with these piston valve. Maybe you have seen one in your shop as like a second-hand one that came through or something. We just now changed to instead of having the piston valve to smaller single rotors. The reason for it is, well, we wanted to make this instrument with string actions completely, and the piston valve cannot work with string action. So we were looking for a solution, and then of course we came to a rotary valve and put it in, and we tried to compensate the advantage of the piston valve was that we had like here the mouthpiece like it is here, and then directly into the piston valve going either to the Descant horn, and we kept a long lead pipe for the double horn side. So the design we were focusing on the triple horn RF always being that we have a double horn, we try to keep a very good double horn and add the Descant horn. So we were splitting the Descant horn directly from the double horn right after the mouthpiece receiver. So here we had to make a little bit of a compromise, have a little bit longer lead pipe. Maybe you can, I don't know, you can see it?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have here the single rotor, which split up now to the Descant horn. This is a tuning slide for the Descant F. Here you can change the slide and have it in E flat. And then we have the continuous lead pipe. This is all tapered to here, to the main tuning slide.
Oh,
So the length of the lead pipe here in total really is the same as we have one long lead pipe with the same tapers. So we really try to make it possible. There's only this little intersection here where it splits up, but then the taper continues.
wow. Wow,
So,
okay.
so we have no, like you find on many triple horns, you have first you tune the Descant horn. This is still a separate double horn tuning here with the main tuning slide and the F tuning slide, and the Descant horn is tuned here,
Independently.
Wow, that's great. Yeah,
So,
excellent.
And just to make sure everybody understands, we still keep making those because there's people who still like the piston valve.
Okay,
It's not that we stop the other. This is just another triple model, new model that we have.
I see.
So-
Got it. That's great. Can you tell us about the story behind the design on the valve caps?
Sure, I can. You know, we are located here in North Rhine-Westphalia. This is part of western part of Germany, and the area where we are in particular is called Ostwestphalia Lippe. And the valve caps, Mariela took one of the valve caps from the stipple now to show maybe the camera. Lower.
Okay.
That's good. Yes.
And this is the symbol you find on it. It's a rose. And this is, you find this rose on all the border stones to the Dukedom of Lippe. It is a rose of Lippe, they call it. And so we found it because this is directly the area we live in, and we wanted to have a symbol that is related to our area. And the rose fit right nice on the valve cap as well as on. Wait a second. We also have it on the garland on the belts.
Oh, wow.
I don't. It's difficult. I'm not sure if you can see it well, but they are.
So I know our listeners want to know what you guys are bringing to TMEA, what they can look forward to seeing and trying out.
Well, one of the instruments we plan is this type of triple horn, the new instrument. And we plan to have some of the Model 63s, the ones you already know. And we also plan to bring, we have, like Mariela is showing here the Legacy, which you also have in your shop, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's our best seller,
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
But we have
because,
there are three
yeah.
different tapers. We offer this. We have a medium large, and a large taper. So this is now here, she's holding a medium large, and I assume you have a medium and a large taper. So they're all different, are very different in the way they play a little bit different. And of course, the sound is quite different. So the large taper is really more a darker sounding instrument, and the medium is something that here in Europe is more often played. And the medium large is a combination of both a little bit, actually.
Okay.
Kind of like that one, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes. And we have the Legacy in our shop, and I was telling you guys beforehand, we just sold the Europa a couple days ago.
Great.
But those are two models we're very familiar with, and we really love them. And I know our customers are always excited to see those and try them out in the shop. So that'll be great to have those at TMEA. My final question is there anything in particular you're looking forward to at TMEA, like visiting Texas or any sites or food or anything like that?
Well, I've been there to San Antonio to the TMEA 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and I found it very interesting city, the Alamo to see, and all the different restaurants there are in San Antonio.
I can't wait to be there because I lived in the US for 15 years. I lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I always hear about the TMEA. Even I have students that prepare to go to TMEA. I know it's a big event, it's wonderful, and I think it's very unique. And I always wanted to be there and see what it is and be there and try instruments, but I never had the chance. So this is my first time going there. I'm very excited, and I'm very excited to show these new instruments that Johannes is making. They are very, very awesome instruments, incredible instruments, very well played. Me as a professional horn player, I highly recommend it. I played it in orchestra and in chamber music here as well. And they are excellent instruments with a very, very good price, because this is, I'm talking as a horn player, and I was a student too, also all the students that will go there to TMEA, and they will get a chance to try an instrument that they will have for a long, long time, their career. You know, it's wonderful to have an instrument that you can study with, but also to get a job with it. And so that is great. I think I'm looking forward to the food also. I don't know.
Yes.
and sightseeing.
Well, I
also,
didn't
yeah.
do the boat ride they offer there at San Antonio. So,
Oh, right. What is that?
well, there's this river going through San Antonio, and they made it looks a little bit, sometimes a little bit artificial, but all the restaurants are along on the board side of the river.
Nice.
It's right in the center, and you can go on these little boat rides, like what, 10 people or something in the boat.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's really
That's
fun.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. We're really excited to see you both at TMEA in February, and we're excited to have your horns there as well. Thank
no,
you.
thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much. Thank you so much.